Hare Krishna. Good morning, my dear Matjis. Thank you for joining our morning japa session. Happy Monday. And welcome sa ating Braj Bhakti Academy, the study ng ating Srimad Bhagavatam. And we are actually at our 66th or 67th episode. Ang dami na pala. No? Dapat may party pag 100. Hello, hello. Hi. You know the drill. We should be always in the right mood. In the mode of request, in the mode of humility, as we enter the realm in the study of the Srimad Bhagavatam. So join me as we recite the invocation mantras. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Narayanam Namaskritya Naram Chaiva Narotamam Devim Saraswatim Vyasam Tato Jayam Udirayet Nashta Prayashu Abhadreshu Nityam Bhagavata Sevaya Bhagavate Utama Sloke Bhaktir Bhavati Naishtiki. I offer my obeisances to the Supreme Personality of Godhead Vasudev. Before reciting the Srimad Bhagavatam, which is the very means of conquest, one should offer respectful obeisances unto the Personality of Godhead Narayan, unto Narayan Rishi, the supermost human being, unto Mother Sarasvati, the goddess of learning, and unto Srila Vyasadeva, the author. By regular attendance in classes on the Bhagavatam, and by rendering of service to the pure devotee, all that is troublesome to the heart is almost completely destroyed. And loving service unto the Personality of Godhead, who is praised with transcendental songs, is established as an irrevocable fact. So previously, we discussed about the birth of Emperor Pariksit. And hindi biro to. It's a birth of a Vishnu Rata, or sinatawag nilang the one who was saved by Lord Vishnu, by Krishna in the womb of his mother Uttara, by the from the Brahmastra, or like a nuclear weapon galing kay Ashwatam. So before he was born, he was already been saved, have been saved by Lord Krishna himself. At the same time, he is the descendant. he is the descendant of the Kurus, the Purus. He will be the next emperor. Walang iba nakapila, wala siyang kakontrahan doon. Kasi yung mga tito niya, the sons of Draupadi, was killed by Ashvatam already. Dapat siya yung next na papatayan, but he was protected by Lord Krishna. So siya yung next in line. And they did a lot of activities, including the samskar of the next emperor. They prepared for some ceremonies during birth ni Emperor Pariksit. And the brahmanas, the priests who were there, giving all the benediction, giving all the assurance and insurance, and giving them na, yes, this is a Mahabhagavat, this is a spotless child, a pure devotee. And it is very fortunate for those who are in the same line, kamag-anak ng mga magiging or ng mga Mahabhagavat, na first class devotee. We call them also the Uttam Adhikari. Because 100 generations up, down, and present in previous lives and future lives, they will all be liberated. So that is Krishna's insurance. So these devotees doesn't need to worry. Kumbaga sa mga company ganun, hindi ka na namin papahirapan mag-commute, bibigyan namin ng kotse, ng condo, sariling mo office, para magawa niya yung trabaho niya na mas maigi. Same thing with kay Krishna. You don't have to worry about your, of course, you have to take care of them, but you don't really need to worry. Kasi sagot ni Krishna yon. Sagot ni Krishna yung mga kamag-anak. Even yung mga hindi mo pa na-meet na kamag-anak or yung mga hindi mo inabutan, sagot ni Krishna yon. Kumbaga, um, insurance nga niya. Hindi mo na kailangan mag-worry ng mag-worry. So that is Krishna's gift. And that is the glorification ng isang Mahagavat. And this is the glorification ni Maharaj Pariksit. So when the Brahmanas was there performing samskars, King Yudhishthira inquired, will he become a king as saintly and famous as others who appeared in this royal or great royal family? Sa line kasi nila, sa mga royal families, marami doon ng mga well-known and at the same time, saintly kings. Nilang well-known. So, tiyatanong ni Yudhishthira Maharaj, will this child be the same saintly kings as the previous kings in our royal family? And ayun yung mga babasahin natin ngayon. Continue reading from Srimad Bhagavatam, first canto creation. We are at chapter 12, entitled The Birth of Emperor Pariksit. Text number 19. The learned Brahman said, O son of Pritha, this child shall be exactly like King Ikshvaku, son of Manu, and in maintaining all those who are born, and as for following the Brahminical principles, especially in being true to his promise. He shall be exactly like Rama, the personality of Godhead, the son of Maharaj Dasarat. Sir Prabhupada mentioned here, Praja means the living entity or the living being who has taken birth in the material world. So kaya tinawag yung mga progenitors natin na Prajapati. Sila Lord Brahma. Sila yung nagpa-lawak ng population ng mga praja, ng population ng human beings. This, dinidescribe ni Srila Prabhupada na these are saintly kings. Yung dinidescribe kay Maharaj Pariksit. It will be succeeding verses, 7 verses that yung Brahmanas was describing King Pariksit and comparing them sa mga kings in that line. First na sinabi rito is si Ikshvaku, the son of Manu. And Manu is the son of the sun god, Vaivashvata. And of course, Krishna, he mentioned in the chapter 4, he first gave this knowledge to the sun god. Tapos pinasa sa anak niya. Tapos pinasa ni anak niya doon sa anak niya hanggang umabot sa atin. Of course, it was being retold during the battlefield of Kurukshetra. So this saintly king, sabi nga ni Sri Prabhupada dito sa next page, they know and they are even protecting the animals. That is actually the saintly administrator. So, yung nila, yung duties nila doesn't mean just protector lang ng mga tao. They're actually protector of cows and other animals. Si Krishna actually is kung alam niyo yung mantras na Go Brahmana Ditaya siya. So si Krishna, protector ng Go, ng mga cows, and Brahmanas. Ang eternal na constitutional position ni Krishna, hindi siya king. Of course, when you go to Vaikunta, the mood there is si Krishna is king in all reverence, in the 4-arm form, as Narayan, as Vishnu. Pero in Vrindavan, Krishna is a powered boy. Kalaro niya yung mga calves, cows. Kung ano yung pinperform niya ng bata siya, that's his original position. not the yung sa Dwarka na position niya is same as sa Vaikuntha. But those who are practicing Krishna consciousness, that is actually the line, the lineage natin. Yung chanting na Hare Krishna. Vraj, kaya meron tayong Vraj mood. Kaya tayo ginawag na Vraj Bhakti Academy kasi we're the practice in Vraja. So yes, in comparison, si King Pariksit, there was a pastime sa umpisa nung Srimad Bhagavatam. He saw, when nag-around siya sa buong mundo, he saw that a bull, a male, bull nga, male nga, a bull in the personification ng Dharma was being killed by Kali. Diba? So he chastised and he wanted to kill Kali. And of course, Kali, alam mo naman pag yung mga ibang personality, pag nalugi na sila dun sa sitwasyon, they will beg for shelter sa mga kings. And the kings, of course, always give shelter dun sa mga nag-seek ng shelter sa kanila. And that is Kali. And Kali begged for a place where he could reside. And he was given a place in gold and in women, prostitution and all. So that is the start of the Kali Yuga. The official start ng Kali Yuga. So it was being exemplified and how they call it, expressed here that si Yudhishthir Maharaj is also protector of cows and animals. Kaya tinatawag si Ikshvaku is maintainer of all those who are born, not just human beings but also the animals in the animal kingdom. In our time now, you cannot just say they are maintainer of human beings because they are partial. Pag iba mo ng kulay or iba ng how do you call it, iba ng nationality, parang hindi fair. Or kapag mayaman sila, special treatment. Kapag hindi mayaman, regular treatment. Economy treatment. So, iba-iba. What more pa yung tingin ng mga tao, ng leaders natin ngayon sa mga animals. I don't know if you could find other scriptures that would really emphasize on this, the protection of cows and other animals. Krishna is very pleased and he's very also disappointed if the abuse of animals. And yes, it was mentioned here, actually si Maharaj Ikshvaku, the son of Vashvatamanu, meron siya 100 son. Ang dami na naman, no? Kabisado kaya nila yung 100 sons nila. Basta marami siyang anak. Yan. He prohibited meat eating. His son, Sasada, became the next king after his death. So, ito na yung parang lineage nila. Sinabi rin sa verse, si Ikshvaku is son of Manu. This is the seventh Manu by Vashvata. In the day of Lord Brahma, may mga Manus do. I think 14 Manus. And yung line natin ngayon, ng Manu na pinanggalingan ng lahi natin, is si Vashvata Manu. Nasa tanghali tayo na day ni Lord Brahma. So, actually, lahat tayo is coming from the same line ng mga Prajapati na to. So, si Vaivashvata Manu had 10 sons. And si Ikshvaku nga, the number 1. And the others. And yung time na nakikita natin yung mga avatar ni Krishna, na si Matsya, the gigantic fish, eto yon time ni, start ni, Vaivashvata Manu to. Treta Yuga, in Treta Yuga. And of course, ano yung describe na knowledge na pinasa ni Krishna to them is devotional service. In the beginning of the Treta Yuga, the Sun God instructed devotional service to Manu. Galing kay Krishna, binigay kay Sun God. And Sun God gave it to Manu. And Manu gave it to Ikshvaku. Tapos pinasa-pasa. So, isang personality dito sa verse na to was described si Lord Ram. So, pinag-usapan natin previously si Lord Ram. And pinag-usapan din natin paano nagkaroon nung how do you call this? Island na Lanka, 'di ba? It came from the Mount Meru when Vayu and um I forgot, Varuni, yung demigod na ginagamit na palaging rope and snake. So, nagkaroon sila ng competition, nagpapalakasan sila. And this snake wrap around his body sa Mount Meru. Then, si Vayu, inaalog niya yon. Gusto niya matanggal si Vayu doon. Competition sila. But what happened is there is a large portion of rock from that mountain fell down. That became Sri Lanka or Lanka during those times. When Lord Ram actually descended here in the material world, he is the supreme personality of Godhead, but he came here Treta Yuga. Si Krishna Dwapara Yuga, end of Dwapara Yuga. Of course, then si um, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu came here Kali Yuga. So that was like thousands, hundreds and thousands of years before each yugas. So si Lord Ram bumaba siya rito as a human being form. Of course, a pure devotee. And descendant din to nung line ng royal families. So when they were young, actually, yung guru nila, binagkaga sila kay King Dasarat. And Treta Yuga, the process of perfecting one's self-realization there is fire sacrifices. But Vishvamitra Muni and the other sages are having a hard time because the demons are actually disturbing their fire sacrifices. Ano klaseng disturbance? Grabe. Nagbubuhos yung mga demons ng mga urine nila, ng mga feces nila doon sa mga fire sacrifices. Lalo na pagpalapit na matapos. For them to not be able to finish it. So talagang big disturbance. Tapos, pinaglalaroan nila yung mga sages noon. They don't want people to become self-realized. Diba? And they beg kay King Dasarat na ipahiram sa kanila yung anak niya, si Bharat, saka si Bharat yata or si Lakshman. And of course, si Lord Ram, to kill these demons. And of course, yes, they did that. They killed the demons. And sobrang na-please actually si Vishvamitra Muni, so kanilang guru. Si Lord Ram is the son of King Janaka. King Janaka is also a Mahajan, one of the 12 Mahajans. Yung kanilang, Janaka. Si Janaka is, by the way, I stand corrected, this is the father of Sita Devi. Ang father pala ni Lord Ram is si Dasarat. Si Sita Devi is the expansion of Shrimati Radharani rin. And Lakshmi. Yeah, Sita Devi. Pero, ang nangyari dito, si King Dasarat, meron siyang maraming asawa. And next, actually, na magiging emperor si Lord Ram. The problem was, yung isang asawa ni King Dasarat, meron siyang boon na binigay ni King Dasarat pero hindi pa niya nagagamit. And she was so envious na hindi yung personal na anak niya yung magiging next emperor. Supposedly, dapat ang tingin niya kay Lord Ram is anak din. Pero hindi niya biological son yun. So, partial siya. So, kinakampihan lang niya yung one side, which is yung iisip niya yung biological na son niya. So, sabi niya kay Dasarat, remember you give me a boon na pwede ko magamit. And hindi ko pa siya nagagamit ever since binigay mo sa akin yon. Then this boon, if hiningi sa'yo, halos di mo talaga pwedeng tanggihan. Kumbaga parang gift yon na binigay mo. Opposite ng curse, di ba? Boon. Then sabi niya itong isang asawa ni King Dasarat, I wanted Ramachandra to be exiled in the forest. And my son to become the heir of the kingdom. Hinihiling nung isang asawa ni Dasarat yon on the day kung kailan yung coronation ni Lord Ram. So, grabe, isipin mo kung paanong klaseng emotions and pressure na punta kay King Dasar. Hindi nga raw siya makatayo sa kamaagalaw dito because of the idea of him being separated sa kanya si Lord Ram. Yung normal na tatay nga ayaw mawalay dun sa anak niya, di ba? If you're a parent. What more pa kung yung anak mo as attractive and lovable na si Lord Ram siya. So, hindi siya maka-move on doon. Of course, si Lord Ram is a very exalted personality. What he does is, he accepted it without a blink of the eye. Uh, without flinching. Parang, just give it to me. Diba? If my father will instruct it to me, I'll do it. Then, imagine na, magiging king na siya that time. But he's very detached. That is one qualification ng isang great leader. Even a lot of kings sa scriptures, if the authority says you have to retire, they will retire. They're detached with it. Pero unlike the others, sila King Dhritarashtra, the blind king, the father of the Kauravas, tapos na yung Battle of Kurukshetra, nanalo yung mga kalaban nila, yung mga pamangkin niya, yung Pandavas, namatay na lahat ng son niya, pero he's shameless na nakatira pa rin siya sa kingdom. Minamaintain siya ng mga pamangkin niya na pumatay sa mga anak niya. For what? Attachment dun sa position. Attachment dun sa pagiging king. Sa power. And we could see that in the politicians now. Sobrang ayaw nila bitawan yung position. Because the power, the money is intoxicating. Mamamatay na talaga sila pero hindi doon pa rin sila, magkatakbo pa rin sila as politician and all. So, hindi yun yung tinuturo sa atin ng scriptures. Scriptures is saying na there are times for us to retire to focus on spiritual life. Lalong-lalo na kung hindi tayo nakapag-focus nung panahon. Pero si Ramachandra, no, I will accept the exile. He went to the forest. And of course, Sita Devi, his partner, and of course, sumama si Lakshman, yung great brother niya. Pumunta sila sa forest to be exiled. Sobrang grabe nga nito kasi meron daw siyang 14,000 demons na pinatay. Diba? Pinatay siya. He has administration on demigods. And Demigods was very pleased. Pinatay niya yung 14,000 demons. But of course, kasama dun sa mga ways para mangyari yung pastime is si Ravana, with all the build-up ng stories, have to kidnap Sita. The concert of Ramachandra. Then, by the help of Hanuman and the monkey warriors, they built a bridge from nakalimutan ko ng place, so basta sa south ng India. A bridge going to that island na pinag-usapan natin kanina, yung Lanka. And they're writing Lord Ram's name in the stones, tapos nagka-float siya. You could see actually this may traces pa raw ng bridge na to sa Google satellite. Yes. And you can search this in the glories ni Lord Ram. Then of course they did kill Ravana. Lord Ram killed Ravana and bring back Sita. And after that, yung exile nila 14 years, bumalik sila Lord Ram sa kingdom. Hindi sila bumalik ng na may naka-chariot. Naka-ano sila, what do you call it? A Vimana, flower plane. An airplane made of flowers. Ayun yung sasakyan nila pabalik nung kingdom nila sa Ayodhya. And this was the origin of the festival Diwali, the offering of lights, welcoming of Lord Ram. And yes, he performed also 10 Ashvamedha sacrifices. We will learn later kung ano yung Ashvamedha sacrifice. And yeah, Sri Prabhupada is mentioning this is a great epic Ramayan is the history of Lord Ram's activities in this world. So the Krishna's activities as Lord Ram. If you want to read this, actually, there's a official or what do you call it, authoritative na books coming from Valmiki, disciple of Narada Muni. And it was retold by a devotee, and a second devotee also, Krishna Dharma Prabhu. Yung Mahabharat sa Ramayana, napaganda nito. Text number 20. So, ang pattern dito is the Brahmanas are describing and comparing Emperor Pariksit to these different Raja Rishis, kings. So, si Sri Prabhupada also are giving different stories, background stories sa mga kings na to. And along the way, as we study yung Srimad Bhagavatam, may mga stories na nakafocus sa kanila. So, parang ito is introduction ng mga character. Text number 20. This child will be a munificent donor of charity and protector of the surrendered. Like the famous King CB of the Usinara country. And he will expand the name and fame of his family like Bharat, the son of Maharaj Dushyanta. So, dalawang king yung sinabi rito, si King Bharat, saka si King CB. So, the king becomes famous by his acts of charity and performance of yagnas. So, eto yung activities ng king. To give charity. Ganun din ginagawa ng mga griyasta. They give charities. Ang purpose na ginagawa ng griyasta is to giving charity, and yung mga kings on giving protection. What's happening in the modern times is baliktad. Sabi ni Sri Prabhupada, the leaders are taking all the money and not distributing it properly. Yung mga king, they don't take charity. They just give. But of course, now baliktad na. Sa kanila papunta yung money. And they don't distribute. And they don't protect people. They just protect themselves and their kind. So yeah, we could see the Kali Yuga. And sabi dito ni Sri Prabhupada, a Kshatriya king is proud to give protection to the surrendered souls. So yeah, sana mangyari lahat ng mga to. And that is King CB. He never fails to give protection to his different devotees. And sobrang kakaiba yung pastime na to kasi he's a great friend with King Yayati. Si King Yayati, we will discuss Canto 9. Napakaganda pastime to. Salain din sila, of course, nila Lord Krishna. Medyo, habang palapit ng palapit yung canto sa 10th canto, makikita mo yung lineage ng mga kamag-anak nila Krishna, palapit na rin. So yeah, si King CB saka si King Yayati is very close actually. And very pleasing sila sa mga demigods. Actually, nung papunta sila sa isang destination nila, King Yayati is always glorifying si CB. And actually, si King CB, nakapunta siya sa heavenly planets. Kasama niya si Yamaraj. Si Yamaraj is the goddess of Dharma or Dharmaraj. Siya yung person in charge din sa lower planetary system. Siya yung maghuhusga sa'yo kung ano yung nangyari sa buhay mo. Equally, di ba? Kung may bata ka, may predictor pa ka ng mga insects, tutusok mo ng mga pin and all. Nagawin sa'yo doon sa lower planetary system. Yeah, very equal. So, si Yamaraj yun. Pero he's a great devotee of Krishna. So, it was mentioned here that CB went to the place where Yamaraj is staying and nagkaroon siya ng great association. In the chapter 9.25 ng Bhagavad Gita, it was mentioned, Nanti Deva Brata Devan Priti Yanti Priti Vrata Bhutani Yanti Puteja Yanti Madhya Jino Pimam. Those who worship the demigods will take birth amongst the demigods. Yanti Deva Brata Deva. Si King CB is worshiping Yamaraj. So, punta ka sa planet ni Yamaraj. It's either magiging Yamaraj ka if you're very qualified kasi the demigod these are positions, and other souls could take that part. There was a story nga, si Lord Indra was very insecure. Sobrang insecure siya kasi yung next Indra was being trained habang nandun pa siya. May mga pangalan sila eh. Yung Indra, yung was his opposition, like Lord Brahma position siya. So may mga ganon, may next. Ma-qualified. So how to become a demigod? You worship the demigod. You please them. Then you'll become a demigod. The question is that our goal? So, we are not worshiping the demigods. Kaya hindi tayo mga demigod worshippers. Those who worships the ghosts and spirits will take birth. Kung nakikita niyo yung mga naggagawa ng mga ibang activities in mysticism, di ba? Just to have the power of healing or have the power of cursing, they worship the ghosts and spirits because these ghosts and spirits are giving them powers then. The problem is, if you worship them, you'll go to them. No? And maraming barbaric traditions na ito yung ginagawa. One of those is Philippines. Philippines ang daming ginagawa. Kaya sabi ni Prabhupada, nung kwentuhan natin yesterday, sabi ni Prabhupada, this is the land of the witches or para mga remnants ng mga practices na yun. Because it's here. If you go to the tribes, they worship the ghosts and spirits, they worship the ancestors. Butani yanti buteja. If you worship the ancestors, pupunta ka dun sa mga ancestors mo. Kung nasan yung mga ghostly na mga ancestors mo, punta mo yung mga lolo mo sa tuhod, lolo mo sa talampakan, magkakasama pa rin kayo. Or they will be born, or you will be born together with them. Diba? So these three, worship of the demigods, worship of the ghosts and spirits, worship of the ancestors, ang destination nila is going to the planets where andun sila. Or the places kung nandun sila. So to become a demigod, you worship the demigod. You do mode of goodness things, philanthropic things, and all. The question is, what will happen after? Still, there is birth, old age, disease, and death. Anong ginagawa nila doon? Eating, mating, sleeping, and defending. What's the difference sa earthly planet? Pareho lang. Different grade lang ng pleasure and pain. In the lower planetary system, much more pain. In sa upper planetary system, much more pleasure. Diba? Same pattern. So, that's why sabi ni Krishna, Yanti mad yagino primam. Those who worships me will live with me. Because when you worship Krishna, the result is spiritual. He will not give you, the demigods could give you material things if you're pleased with the demigods. Later, papag-usapan natin yung mga kayang ibigay ng mga demigods. But even the demons are being pleased. I mean, the demigods are being pleased by demons. Si Ravana, actually, na-please na si Lord Shiva, kaya binigyan niya siya ng powers. Kaya mahirap talunin si Ravana. Even the other demigods could not beat him. Kailangan bumapa pa ni Lord Ram para mapatay si Ravana. But of course, si Ravana, easily kaya siya patayin ni Lord Ram. Even si Hanuman nga kaya siya patayin. Pero for the sake of pastime. So this is the answer ko paano maging demigod. Worshipping them. Pero hindi lang natin goal yun. We worship Krishna. That's why that's the express elevator. Sa yoga ladder, mababa pa yun eh. The karma kandas, the demigod worshippers. Mababa pa siya eh. Di ba? Meron pa mga dalawang kind of karma yoga. Sa karma, saka niskama karma yoga. Then you'll have the Jnana Yoga, the Ashtanga Yoga. Then that will be just the start ng Bhakti Yoga. And most of the time, it will not just take one lifetime to go to the other step. It will take lifetimes. Pwede ka matrap doon ng hundreds of lifetimes mo. So yes, si Yamaraj was being pleased by King CB. Kaya nagkasama rin sila. There was a pastime here na si King CB na please niya yung mga demigods. Kasi si Indra, the king of heaven, became a pigeon. Tapos merong pigeon hunter. Sorry, baliktad. Ang pigeon hunter si King Indra. Yung pigeon mismo, si Agni siya, the demigod of fire. So they created the pastime na si pigeon hunter is hunting this pigeon. So the eagle is hunting the pigeon. Kalapati yata yung pigeon, di ba? So that's Indra. Ang problema, this pigeon took shelter kay King CB. And sabi nga, King CB is protector of those who are surrendered soul. So sabi niya dun sa eagle, hindi niya alam ng mga demigods yun na. Sabi niya dun sa eagle, I could give you different meat. Just spare this pigeon. Tapos ayaw pumayag ng eagle. No, I'm hunting this. Give me this pigeon. Tapos habang nag-debate sila, nag-come to conclusion sila. Okay. Sabi ni King CB, I'll give you my flesh equivalent dun sa weight ng pigeon na yon. Ganun ka-protective si King CB sa kanyang mga sinasakupan, sa kanyang mga surrendered souls. Diba? Imagine, di nga tao yun, di ba? It's a pigeon. Pero habang tinitimbang nila yung pigeon, pabigat yung pigeon. And yung meat na kailangan tanggalin sa kanya is grabe. Hanggang magkasing bigat na yung isang pigeon saka yung weight nung si King CB. And King CB was also still surrendered. Okay, you can take me. Sabi niyo sa eagle. And yung eagle asked Lord Indra, the King of Heaven, and si Agni, the pigeon, was very pleased with this act and protection ni King CB. So, nireveal nila yung sarili nila. And give a lot of blessings and boons kay King CB. Kaya siya yung personification ng charity and protection. Of course, he pleased the demigods, if you worship the demigods. But the devotee is very special. The devotee of Krishna is very special. Automatic, very pleased kagad yung demigods. Kasi, if you're pleasing Krishna, you're like watering the root of the tree. Diba? Pag nilagay mo yung mga halaman sa root, all the parts of the plant will be nourished. Same. If you please Krishna, even the demigods will be pleased. So, of course, diniscuss din dito si Bharat. There are 3 Bharat in the history. Bharat na kapatid ni Lord Ram. Bharat din yon. Bharat na anak ni King Rishabha. And Bharat na, yung describe dito, yung anak ni Dushyanta. So, these 3 Bharat. But, kaya tinawag na Bharat Bar siya yung India. Actually, yung buong mundo nun. Pero India na natira ngayon. Because of the son of King Rishabha. But still, yung son ni Dushyanta is almost same din sila ng mga qualities. Kaya pag tinawag pa rin ng mga sila Arjuna, son of Bharat, descendant of Bharat. Diba? Ito yung descendant nila, si Dushyanta. Dushyanta Bharat. Not the Bharat na Rishabha sa ni kapatid ni Lord Ram. Kung mababasa natin sa Bhagavad Gita yan, pag dinidescribe ni Krishna, son of, or descendant of Bharat, Arjuna. Sila yon. Actually, this Bharat, na anak ni Dushyanta, yung history niya, si Dushyanta fell in love sa isang famous, beautiful woman. Yung woman na to is si Sakuntala. Pero may curse na binigay sa king na si Dushyanta para makalimutan yung mga nangyari. So, naiwan yung babae sa yung anak niya sa forest. But, Bharat here is so strong na kalaro lang niya sa kinakalaban niya yung mga elephants and lion. Di ba mga small na mga bata, kalaro nila mga puppy, mga cats. No, ito hindi. Kaya yung mga sages, sobrang believe sa kanya. Tinawag siyang Sarvadamana or the one who can control everyone. King of the forest. So he was comparing, the Brahmanas are comparing again si Maharaj Pariksit sa mga kings na to. Last text for today, sobrang ito nakakatawa. Amongst great bowmen, this child will be as good as Arjuna, will be irresistible as fire, and as unsurpassable as the ocean. So, tatlong comparison. Kay Arjuna, sa fire, saka sa ocean. Sri Prabhupada is mentioning there are actually two Arjuna in the history. Of course, yung kailan natin, yung kasama sa Bhagavad Gita, yung kasama kung saan naging chariot driver si Krishna. Second na Arjuna is yung tinatawag natin si Kartavirya Arjuna. Isa siyang king, pero two of them are almost the same caliber in bowmanship sa pagpana. And then they were being described na kaparehas ni Pariksit Maharaj. And the verse goes on for a few pages glorifying Arjuna. So ito yung time, 'di ba, na-describe na natin na nakaraan si Sukadeva Goswami, a little bit about King Pariksit. We describe about Vyasadeva then si Narada Muni, yung guru niya. Tapos umikot na tayo sa time na ando na yung stories ni Vishmadev, 'di ba? Tapos a little kay Krishna. Ito, nagsisimula to describe yung glories ni Arjuna. So pinanganak si Arjuna sa month ng Palguna. Baka birthday ko to. February, March daw yung Palguna. Pero yeah, si Queen Kunti, if natandaan nyo, siya yung nagdadasal kay Krishna. You will not forget that she wishes the troubles and sufferings na dumating sa kanya para palagi nilang kasama and maalala si Krishna. So ito yung nanay ng Pandavas. And she could call upon different demigods para for her to be blessed and gave the son by the demigods. So nagkaroon siya ng different chances kasi yung asawa niya si Pandu was cursed na kapag makaka-feel siya ng sexual urge, mamamatay siya. Actually, yun yung naging cause ng death niya. Pero before that happened, they call upon different demigods para magkaroon ng mga anak si Pandu. So, first, of course, nandyan sila Yudhishthir, yung tatay niya si Dharmaraj or Yamaraj, si Bhima, yung tatay niya na demigod is si Vayu, the god of wind, and of course Arjuna, yung dad niya si Indra. Of course, official na the father nila si Pandu, but the creation of this arrangement, kailangan nila maging yung seed giving galing kay sa mga demigods. And the twins, sila yung anak ni Madri, the second wife of Pandu. Then pinahiram siya ni Queen Kunti nung boon na yon to call upon a demigod. Pero tinawag ni Madri is Kambal kagad. So Kambal yung anak. The other two Pandavas. So dito siya pinanganak sa Palguna. And actually, meron siyang 4 wives. And may mga different sons siya. Draupadi, of course, ito yung common wives ng Pandavas. Subhadra, yung kapatid ni Krishna, na babae, diba? Jagrat Baladev and Subhadra. Si Subhadra is the wife of Arjuna. Si Tarangada, saka si Ulupi. And anak nila sila, Srutakirti. Dito pala galing yung word, ay yung pangalan ng Srutakirti. Abhimanyu, this is the tatay ni King Pariksit. Si Babru Vahana, saka si Airavan. Okay, ito rin yun. May devotee kasi pangalan Airavan. Ito rin galing. Of course, sobrang importante sa characteristic na personality sa Mahabharat, si Arjuna. Without him, hindi na mangyayari yung Bhagavad Gita. Pero he's a very great warrior. During that time, nag-aaral sila sa kanilang martial teacher na si Dronacharya. Pero sobrang grabe yung discipline neto ni Arjuna. Sobrang napiplease si Dronacharya. Actually, lamang pa nga si Arjuna doon sa anak niya. And kilala niyo kung sino anak ni Dronacharya. Diba? Yung anak ni Dronacharya is si Ashvatam. Yung nag-release ng Brahmastra. So nakita natin yung connection. Pero this Dronacharya, their teacher, martial teacher, is very pleased with Arjuna because of the discipline. Tawag nga sa kanya is a first grade scholar. And with love, minahal niya ng todo as a great student si Arjuna. He is very determined to give all the knowledge kay Arjuna. Meron pa nga silang contest no ng mga mag kakaklase. There will be a target sa taas na bird. Of course, made of wood and painted. Pero, kakaiba to kasi this bird is moving. Tapos, umiikot yung bird na to. There's a pole. Tapos, naka-connect doon yung bird. Tapos, umiikot siya in circle. So, ang hirap na target, di ba? Pero, hindi sila titingin sa taas. Ang way para nila mapana yon is may water sa baba. And by that reflection, doon sila titingin. Tapos, doon nila papanain yung bird. Pero, hindi sa normal parts lang anywhere around ng bird na yon. Kailangan nila panain in the eye of the bird. Pero hindi lang din basta-basta sa part ng eye na yon. Kailangan dun sa middle ng eye, dun sa eyeball, sa pupil. So few have tried, sila Dronacharya, lapit na. The rest, yung iba, namimiss nila or sa body na tatamaan. That's very hard, gumagalaw sa reflection, tapos you'll target it. The other student, tinanong ni Dronacharya, what are you seeing? I'm seeing the bird, I'm seeing the sky, umikot yung bird. Then, okay, shoot. Pag-shoot nila, they will miss. I'm seeing the bird. Tapos, sabi ni Dronacharya, then shoot. Then, looking at the reflection, pag-shoot nila, minsan tatamaan yung head ng bird. Pero, pag tinanong nila si Arjuna, when it's Arjuna's turn, sabi ni Dronacharya, what are you seeing? I'm seeing the eye of the bird. What else? Nothing else. Then sabi ni Dronacharya, okay, release the arrow. Pag release ni Arjuna, tinamaan yung bird, and tinamaan dun sa eksaktong target, which is in the eye, in the middle of the eye. So, si Arjuna lang kayang gumawa nun. Pero, kung nalalaman natin yung story ng Mahabharata, hindi biro yung pinagdaanan nila. Since namatay yung tatay nila si King Pandu, they have to stay sa quarters na kanilang tito na si Dhritarashtra, the emperor, the blind emperor. Kasi siyempre si Pandu died already. Pumunta uli sa kuya niya yung emperorship. Then, what happened was, si Dasarath, may mga anak siya, the Kauravas, 100 sons and 1 daughter. Andun sila, Duryodhan. So, sila yung magkakaklase sa class ni Dronacharya. And si Ashvatam is medyo kampikala, Duryodhan. Tapos Pandavas, sila yung binubuli palagi. So, they made a way para mapatay yung Pandavas. Kasi alam nila na sila yung magiging next emperor. Kasi tatay nila si Pandu yung naging emperor. Pero pangalan yung tatay nila na si Dhritarashtra. Ang problema, bulag. So, bulag din sila spiritually. At sa same time, yung mga anak nila bulag spiritually. Tapos yung mga tao, at the same time, yung mga advisors ng mga sages, hindi sila boto kay Duryodhan to be the next emperor kasi very cruel. How cruel? They wanted to spearheading yung mga abominable acts na para patayin yung mga Pandavas. They poisoned them. They tried to kill them by putting them in the house of flax. Parang flammable substance yun. Tapos, they will burn it. Diba? And all the aggressive behavior. Actually, yung mga Kauravas, they are the aggressors. Ginawa nila sa Pandavas yun. So, it happened na pinagbakasyon nila yung Pandavas. Like, a very, very tricky move. Okay, punta kayo dito sa castle na to. We prepared something. But this house of flax, binilt nila talaga to para sa Pandavas. Pero it was made by flammable material para sunugin na patayin sila. So, nalaman ng Pandavas yung plano sa kanila ng Kauravas. Then, that night happened. Nasunog yung house of flax na to. And these Pandavas pretended to be dead kasi may 5 pumunta din doon. And of course, yung dead body na yon, akala ng mga tao is sa Pandavas. Pero nakataka sila. So, they are hiding. they're hiding sa mga tao. And para hindi sila gawan ng maraming ways patay ng mga Kauravas. So, nagpanggap muna sila mga patay. So, there's this best friend dati nung kababata ni Dronacharya. Ang pangalan, Dropada. So, kung nakuha yung name, si Dropada. Also a king. When Dropada, the son of Draupadi, the daughter niya si Draupadi, yung father niya si Dropada, gusto ni Dropada na maging partner ng anak niya si Draupadi, si Arjuna. Ang problema, narinig niya na namatay yung Pandavas sa isang sunog sa House of Luck na to. Pero hindi siya naniniwala kasi very great personalities to mga to. Actually, tinalo nga siya ni Arjuna in a war. Nagkaharap sila sa battle. So, prinamis na niya na si Draupadi pumapunta kay Arjuna. Pero parang patay na sila, pero hindi siya naniniwala. So, he made a plan. Si Dropada, gumawa sila ng Swayambara ceremony where pipili yung princess ng next na magiging, hindi next, na magiging asawa niya. And they will have fights. Yung mga prince and kings na to. They will have a contest. Pero minsan friendly fight, minsan may namamatay talaga. And they will choose. Tapos may mga games din, may mga contest nga. Pero yung pinili ni Dropada na way para malaman and malaman ko sino yung great king is yung shooting of arrows, bowmanship, and yung target is the moving bird. Walang iba na aagawa kasi nito. Ang alam lang niya si Arjuna. So he wanted to know kung mag-show up si Arjuna or talagang patay na. But when a lot of people, a lot of kings and princes did this, wala nakatama mismo. Si Duryodhan medyo malapit na dun sa eyeball. Then may isang hindi king na nagsabi na could he try? Of course, pinagbigyan nila, and it was actually Arjuna na nagpe-pretend in disguise. Kasi nga, di ba, kailangan nila magtago kasi maraming threat sa buhay nila. But nag-show up siya doon. No one knows na siya si Arjuna, but he hit the target. Saktuli sa bird, saktuli sa eye, in the middle of the eye. So, Draupadi knew that this was Arjuna. And even Draupadi. So, nag-partner sila. And they won. Arjuna won the hands of Draupadi. So, sinama na nila si Draupadi. Kaya, naging common wife nila yon si Draupadi. Maraming story yan bakit naging common wife ng Pandavas. But of course, later on, nalaman ng mga Kauravas na nila Duryodhan na si Arjuna nga yun. Kasi siya lang yung pwede gumawa din nun. And, yes, nagpapanggap ng nisa. Hindi disguise sila. Hindi sila namatay that time. Prabhupada mentioned here that different reason kung bakit naging asawa nila si Lupi sa Hardwar. I think meron pang place na to. Tapos, also, may isang queen na pag-usapan natin yung lower planetary system, Nagaloka. May mga serpents. May isang queen sa Nagaloka got attracted kay Arjuna. Yung mga lower beings sa higher beings are also being attracted kay Arjuna. Ganun siya attractive, matipuno. And nagkaroon din sila ng anak, sila Airavan nga. There is also one higher being. Kasi sobrang napipili si Lord Indra kay Arjuna. Sinama si Arjuna sa mga heavenly beings. Actually, hindi biro to mga society girls ng... Kung may mga society, mga cool girls dito sa sa material world, mga mean girls, yung mga grupo. Meron din sa heavenly planets. Hindi sila biro. Sila yung mga apsaras. They dance, they sing, and very attractive. The only thing is, they got attracted kay Arjuna. And there's this pastime na anong pangalan nito? One descendant, hindi descendant, ninuno nila na mga Kauravas is coming from the line ng mga Apsaras. And what happened was, she got attracted kay Arjuna. And of course, when this Apsara went to Arjuna's quarters, na-realize ni Arjuna na, teka lang, this ano ka namin parang ancestor ka namin Hindi tayo pwede mag-intercourse. And sinasabi ng Apsara na to, no, it's not applicable to us here in the heavenly planes. Diba? We can have intercourse and hindi kasama yon. Of course, nag-deny si Arjuna and nagalit to si Apsaras na to. He cursed actually si Arjuna na maging eunuch. Isang transgender. So, yung mga usapan natin na pati transgender na sa Vedas. Even si Arjuna have to become a transgender. Nagamit niya rin yun in a war kasi they have to be exiled. So marami yan. Ang pangalan niya doon si Brinala. So may name din siya as a transgender. So maraming ways for us to really learn yung history ng mundo. And a lot of personalities experience a lot of these things. He was cursed by the Apsaras. And these Apsaras is, ayun nga, ulitin ko, hindi siya biro. They're higher beings. They're also demigods, higher beings sila. The Gandharvas is those who really sing really well. Mga Apsaras, yung mga sobrang gaganda talaga. Diba? And in comparison sa ganda nung meron sa material world, very, very, sabi tawagan nila, yung pinakamaganda sa mundo natin is palaka sa kanila. So one should not be proud, no? Sabihin nilang sobrang ganda ng body nila. Yung mga Apsaras, they're made to. Mga demigods sila and that's their qualities. So the takeaway for today, of course, the great personalities like King Pariksit, a great devotee of Krishna, even all these kings and all these heavenly planets, heavenly entities in the heavenly planets are being compared to him only. Hindi baliktad. Yung mga qualities ng mga to, kino-compare kay King Pariksit. Kasi the highest of all, the most dear kay Krishna is his devotees. And actually, these demigods are giving their begging for their darshan actually. Showering the petals pag napiplease sila. And ganun yung disposition ng isang devotee compared sa other entities. So you want to be with your ancestors. You worship the ancestors. You want to be with the ghosts and spirits. You worship them. You have association with them. Aralin mo sila ng aralin. Diba? Make your consciousness, ghosts and spirits consciousness. You want to become a demigod? You can do so. Pero again, you will come back here sa material plane. Kasi sila mismo, kapag andito na si Lord Chaitanya, andito yung Kali Yuga, they will go down here for what? To chant the holy name, Krishna's name. Because they know this is the way for them to be able to go back home, back to Godhead. So ano yung Hare Krishna Mahamantra na yun? How powerful it is. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. So please chant your rounds today. Thank you very much for joining our our Monk in the Middle podcast, the Braj Bhakti Academy meditation. Na meditation natin sa ating Srimad Bhagavatam. And maraming salamat for those who joined sa atin dito sa, si Mother Mary, naka-show ka pa dyan. Nagulat ako sa John, may ganun ka pang yeah. Those who join sa ating Zoom, of course, sa ating mga regular sa ating Facebook Live, maraming salamat. For those who are in the fourth batch, kita-kita tayo later, 9 o'clock to 10 o'clock in the morning, just an hour from now. And ang ganda ng topic natin later. Nakakatuwa. Your divine self versus your demon self. The inner battle mo sa demon mo. Maraming salamat. Garantarad Srimad Bhagavatam. Ki Jai. Srila Prabhupada. Ki Jai. Maharaj Pariksit. Ki Jai. Gaur Pramanande. Hari Hari Bol. Be safe and double ingat, everyone. Please chant your rounds also. And be Krishna conscious. Hare Krishna. Mataji's. Prabhu's. Yan. May Prabhu lang pala. Isang Prabhu yan. Later. Haribol.